Have you ever worried about schoolwork, financial problems, or any other stress related event in life? If so, you have experienced a form of anxiety. Anxiety is a feeling of worry, stress, or unease. I bet there's not a single person in here that can't say they have not experienced an anxiety situation. I tend to struggle with getting worked up and stressed out about the smallest things in life. But as I was researching this topic, I discovered that there are much more severe cases than what I suffered through. Today, I will be talking to you about what causes anxiety, the four main anxiety disorders, what it does to the body, and how people cope with it. Stress can be caused by many different things, like schoolwork, a big test you're about to take, and a big ball game, and speaking in public. The main thing that they took a survey across the world, and the main thing that people get worked up and stressed about is speaking to large crowds. According to everydayhealth.com, having a certain type of personality makes some people more disposed to anxiety than others. The four main anxiety disorders are GAD, which is general anxiety disorder, and social anxiety, and specific phobia, and panic disorder. GAD is characterized by persistent and excessive worry about a number of different things. The people that have this disorder are overly concerned with things such as money, health, and etc. They tend to be unable to control their worry. Like they could be expecting a perfectly fine situation just to turn and go for the worst. They struggle with things such as what you and I might not suffer through. It could be a simple situation and they're just expecting the worst in everything. The next disorder is social anxiety. Social anxiety is the feeling of everyone just looking at you and just judging you and looking down on you. For an example, a person with this disorder could be in a crowded room and feel like everybody is just looking at them and judging them and just thinking about them. In reality, not a single person can be paying attention to you. People with this disorder prefer to stay at home alone and especially stay away from large crowds where they know there's nobody there to judge them. The next disorder is specific phobia. Specific phobia is having a phobia, and it can be of any type of thing. Any kind of anxiety disorder that amounts to an unreasonable or irrational fear related to exposure to specific objects or situations. The National Institute of Mental Health estimates that 5 to 12% of Americans have a phobia. And there's all kinds of different phobias. Like for an example, you can have a phobia of spiders, heights, water. Some people have phobias of large crowds and just really are very uncomfortable and they just can't deal with large crowds. The next disorder is panic disorder. Panic disorder is having certain just panic attacks. And panic attacks are a certain feeling of terror or anxiety over you when really the situation could have no true danger in it. These people, I find this one the worst because most people with panic disorder tend to be depressed and stay away from people and certain things, and so they stay at home more often. And panic disorder doesn't only affect you, like you can't only tell it mentally, but it also can cause your heartbeat to speed up and can cause you to sweat and really just go crazy. Now, anxiety doesn't only have a mental toll on your body, it can also affect you physically. Like it can age you quicker. And people with this tend to get gray hair and their body's just worn out if they tend to stress and worry more often. People that stress often can tend to have migraines, which are very severe headaches, and they can have nausea. And people cope with anxiety all kinds of different ways. Some people tend to resort to medications, which puts them on antidepressants, and that seems to help them out. And some resort to drinking before big events to calm their nerves, and that can lead to being an alcoholic, and that's very unhealthy for you. So in every kind of way, anxiety is 100% bad for your body. And people struggling with this really have a hard time. Now today, I have talked to you about the causes of anxiety, which vary in so many different ways, and the four main anxiety disorders.
Yes, ma'am.
The four main anxiety disorders,
Just
and
a minute.
how people cope with it and what it does to the body. Now today, if you're struggling with anxiety, I hope that you learned a few things to help you out. Thank y'all.